really sat through that whole case and kept your spirits high. I really like that for y'all.
Space, guys. Give us
That
a
looks
little
great.
space, please.
Keep your spirits up, y'all.
Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah, tried to pull up to Beyonce's concert like VIPs, but word on the street is they weren't even on the guest list. Now here's where it gets wild. Blue Ivy, Beyonce's daughter, may have had a hand in making sure they didn't get in. Sources say she's super protective of her mom's space and especially careful around people tied to controversy. And let's be real, Diddy's name has been dragged through every kind of mud recently with all the lawsuits, FBI raids, and dark secrets swirling around him. Beyonce's camp has been doing everything to keep the energy around her clean. That includes shutting down anyone remotely linked to drama, even if they're just teenagers. And let's not forget, Beyonce doesn't move without precision. If her team made that call, it wasn't random. There's also been quiet talk that Beyonce has completely distanced herself from Diddy after his scandals blew up. So if Blue Ivy took it into her own hands to protect her mother's peace, let's just say the Knowles Carter house isn't here for the mess. So here's what went down at the Cowboy Carter tour. Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Dilla, pulled up to Beyonce's concert dressed to impress, cowboy hats, boots, and all. They clearly wanted to match the vibe and be seen, but from the second they entered, people noticed something was off. They weren't sitting anywhere near the VIP section. Now, that might not seem like a big deal until you consider who their father is. With Diddy's name in the headlines for all the wrong reasons lately, it's not just about whether someone likes the twins or not, it's about protecting Beyonce's brand. And according to multiple eyewitnesses, the mood shifted quickly when the girls were spotted. Beyonce was seen looking annoyed at one point during the show. She didn't acknowledge them. People close to the event even said her security team seemed more alert once the twins were identified. But here's where it gets real spicy. Sources say Blue had a word with security, and not long after, the twins were escorted out. And if you're thinking, why would Blue Ivy get involved? Well, keep listening, because this wasn't just about seats or shade. It's deeper than that now, y'all. No, Beyonce moves in silence, but even she can't outrun Diddy's dark cloud. Ever since Diddy's scandal started bubbling, Hollywood has been distancing itself, and Beyonce, she's at the top of that list. Her whole brand is built on elegance, mystery, and power. She doesn't make a mess, and Diddy right now is a mess. So Diddy, behind the scenes, Beyonce and Jay-Z have been working to cut all public ties. Jay-Z, who used to party with Diddy back in the day, is now facing pressure too. People have been digging into those old party connections and asking questions that kind of noise is bad for business, especially when Beyonce is about to roll out big deals connected to Ivy Park endorsements and global partnerships. Any link to Diddy risks dragging her name through the mud. That's why her team is reportedly taking no chances, and Blue Ivy, believe it or not, is said to have a more active role behind the scenes than people realize. Some say she's learning the ropes, stepping into a managerial role. Early on, she's been spotted helping coordinate events, managing backstage energy, and enforcing boundaries. So when Diddy's daughter showed up, all smiles, Beyonce's camp wasn't smiling. They saw it as a potential PR threat. Whether or not the twins meant harms doesn't even matter. Their last name alone brings heat right now, and Beyonce's brand can't afford to be touched by that fire. At the same time, Diddy's daughters were getting turned away from Beyonce's concert. Their dad's entire world was burning in court. Let's be clear, this isn't just some messy celebrity lawsuit. Diddy is in the middle of a federal investigation. And the feds aren't playing games. Multiple women have come forward saying they were groomed, controlled, and passed around like property under Diddy's watch. One of the most damning pieces of evidence is that hotel hallway video. You know the one. The grainy security footage where Diddy is seen chasing down Cassie, grabbing her and slamming her to the ground. That footage was surfaced recently, and it's been making waves all over again. Legal experts have already weighed in. They say prosecutors are building a case that doesn't just focus on isolated incidents. They want to paint the full picture, a pattern of behavior, a lifestyle of control. They're not just trying to get Diddy locked up, they're trying to tear down the powerful image he's built over decades. That billionaire mogul mask is slipping fast and the public is turning on him. The same fans that once idolized him are now dragging him. Social media is filled with old clips of people warning about Diddy's parties, his so-called mentorship, and even his friendships with younger artists. Suddenly it all looks different. You'll notice no one's coming to his defense, not even his close industry allies. So now imagine this. While this man is staring down a possible life sentence, his twin daughters show up to Beyonce's show acting like everything's normal. Like their father's name hasn't become toxic overnight. The timing couldn't be worse, and Beyonce's team knows the optics. That's why the energy shifted fast when the girls showed up. But here's the thing, this isn't just about a concert snub. This is about how these girls were raised in Hollywood's dark playground. Just see, Diddy's daughters didn't just pop up at a concert. They've been in the spotlight for years, but people are starting to ask who's really making those choices, because when you look closely, it starts to feel like these girls were pushed into the public eye to keep Diddy's brand afloat. And when you compare that to someone like Blue Ivy, the difference is loud. Blue's been in the spotlight since she was born, but Beyonce and Jay-Z have always kept tight control over her image. Every appearance feels intentional. Blue isn't sexualized, she's empowered. She's learning business, stage presence, and how to move with purpose. Meanwhile, Diddy's twins have been used to soften his image, smiling beside him at events, looking glamorous while headlines about him get darker and darker. This isn't new in Hollywood either. Remember Chippy D, Lawrence Fishburne's daughter? She shocked everyone when she entered the adult industry saying she wanted to own her image. But it exposed how child stars can't be shaped by their parents' fame and the industry's pressure. People forget, these kids grow up watching how fame is treated like a currency. Some start to believe it's all they're worth. And now social media is reacting harshly to Diddy's daughters. Not because of what they did, but because people are seeing through the illusion. Comment sections are filled with people saying they look too grown, too scripted, too thirsty for the spotlight. It's uncomfortable, but it's what happens when kids are raised as brand extensions instead of human beings. And just when you think it couldn't get more awkward, guess who else was in the crowd? Not only did Diddy's twins show up at Beyonce's concert, but word on the street is some of his crew rolled up too. People in the crowd started noticing familiar faces, alleged business associates, old producers, even folks tied to Diddy's inner circle. And once word spread that they were there, things shifted fast. Sources say Beyonce's team tightened up security immediately. You could feel the tension backstage. The vibe went from festive to watch your back real quick. Now here's where it gets even messier. Some fans believe this wasn't some casual night out. They think it was orchestrated, a stunt, a calculated move to create buzz and draw eyes right before Diddy's next legal showdown. Think about it, his name trending, cameras flashing his daughters and crew at the most exclusive event in town. It reeks of distraction and desperation. And Beyonce's camp, they don't play like that. The moment they sensed anything shady or off-brand, you can bet they took it as a serious threat to the show's energy and, more importantly, to Beyonce's reputation. But here's what really sealed the deal, and it came straight from Blue Ivy's mouth. Now look, Blue Ivy might be young, but she's clearly been studying the game since diapers. And when it comes to protecting the Carter brand, she's proving to be just as sharp as her mama. Rumor has it Blue Ivy personally told security to have Diddy's daughters removed from the VIP section. Let that sink in. Not a manager, not a PR rep, Blue. Word is she said the twins didn't belong there and that their presence was disrespecting the vibe. That's bold. And it didn't come from nowhere. Fans who were there said the energy shifted the second Diddy's crew showed up. And if anyone would be hyper aware of the show's tone, it's Blue. She's been on stage in rehearsals and behind the scenes with Beyonce for years. She knows how tightly every second is controlled. And honestly, it fits because in a room full of adults playing PR chess, Blue made the boldest move of the night, and it worked. The moment the twins were escorted out, the concert went right back to business. At this point, you have to ask, was this a coincidence or a warning shot from Queen Bey's camp? This whole situation raises some real questions. What happens when the kids of fallen icons try to hold on to the perks of fame while the world turns against their last name? Is this the industry finally drawing a line between privilege and accountability? Because while Beyonce's daughter is out here learning how to protect legacy, Diddy's daughters are being sent into rooms where they clearly aren't welcomed, likely by people who should know better, and that's the real tragedy. Let me know in the comments, was Blue Ivy wrong, or was she just protecting her mom's brand? And should Diddy's kids stay out of the spotlight while this trial unfolds? That's all for today. See you in the next one.